Good morning and welcome to the show, Brotherly Love on 97.3. I'm your host, Ian Petrucco, alongside Brad and Michael. And today we will be talking about dark horse teams in the NFL. Not specifically who will win the Super Bowl, but teams that might reach the playoffs. And if you want to jump into this conversation, you could dial 410 the next. Let's start with you, Brad.
I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. You take a look at this Cleveland Browns offense, and it is absolutely stacked. So first up, Deshaun Watson. Everyone is downing Deshaun Watson, saying he played really bad. But people have to realize this was his first game after like 2 seasons. He was in an offense that was set up for Jacoby Brissett. Now with the right coaching and the right system, I think he'll play great with Nick Chubb, an aggressive runner. You also have great receivers like Amari Cooper, great separation. Elijah Moore is a good gadget player with Cedric Tillman, also is a good deep threat. Offensive line is great with guys like Wyatt Teller. And defensively, especially, they made lots of moves on the pass rush. With Darius Smith, a great edge rusher paired with Myles Garrett, and Dalvin Tomlinson, who's one of the best run stoppers in the league. Also in the secondary, you got a great quarterback, a top 10 quarterback in Denzel Ward, and a great second-year guy in Greg Newsome. All around, I think the Browns are just going to be great and very under the radar going into next year.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns should be pretty good. I have the Browns in the playoffs as well, but we're talking about a dark horse team, a legit dark horse threat. I'll stay in the AFC, and give me the Houston Texans, man. I mean, the Texans are, some say, a poverty franchise. They've not done really, they've never won a Super Bowl. They've never even gone to a conference championship in their franchise's history, which I believe has existed for now 20 years, 21 years. I think it was 2002 when they were brought up as a team. So I got the Texans here. I think the Texans are going to win 8 or 9 games. Big fan of C.J. Stroud, the rookie they got from Ohio State. They got the second pick. Then they traded for the third pick. They got Will Anderson, who in my opinion was the best player in the draft. Best defensive player, definitely. I mean, Anderson, he's a super explosive guy. He's pretty big. He can tackle. He can play really well. And he's one of those plug-and-play guys. You put him in, and he will be able to start and dominate at the edge position right away. And then in the draft, they also, besides for just Stroud and Anderson, they also had a really good draft. It took Tank Dell, the wide receiver from Houston, and another really good receiver, Xavier Hutchinson from Iowa State in the 6th round, one of the steals of the draft. I thought Hutchinson, I think I had him ranked 8th in my receiver rankings pre-draft. I thought Hutchinson was a great pick by Houston. He's another one of those big guys that can play for the Texans. Defensively, they still got Derek Stingley back there, and they also made a couple moves in the offseason as well. I think the Texans are going to win 8 or 9 games with Stroud at quarterback.
Bothly new formed offenses, and it looks like we have a caller, James from New Jersey.
Question for Michael Mursky. He said that he thinks that the Texans will go to the playoffs with C.J. Stroud. Do you think he can handle all that pressure as a rookie?
Yeah, I mean, Stroud's coming from Ohio State. There's not many schools in the country where you face more adversity and pressure than Ohio State. Everyone always has such high expectations for Ohio State. And in my opinion, C.J. Stroud gave his best performance in the college football playoff. They lost to Georgia, but I think that was primarily the defensive fault. If you look at Stroud, he played almost a perfect game. He ran away from pressure. The best defense in college football over the past 2 years. C.J. Stroud took that. He faced that defense, and he played maybe the best game I've ever seen him play. I actually watched in person his last regular season road game before they played Michigan, the game against Maryland in College Park. Stroud impressed me there. That was a much closer game. Stroud knows how to use his weapons, knows how to use the receivers he's throwing to, but I think the pressure CJ can handle.
All right, so you talked about C.J. Stroud. What do you have to say about Deshaun Watson this year? It's going to be...
Yeah, like I said, people are just really low on Deshaun Watson for the sole reason that, he was very bad when he came back. But people have to realize he did not play in the NFL for a very long time, obviously due to controversial reasons. But the system he was in was also very set up for their backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. It was not a system that Deshaun Watson was made to thrive in. So now in this new offseason with new coach, with better coaching and better systems, I think Deshaun Watson's going to be much better. He has the receivers to throw to. He has a great run game. He has a great O-line. It's all set up for Deshaun Watson. So if he can play really well, this Browns team is going to be very, very good dark horse team.
That's going to end it here on the show, Brotherly Love. Tune in next time tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm your host, Ian Petrucco, Brad, and Michael. See you next time.